In August of 2024, I made a decision that literally altered my life. It turned my life on its head. It changed everything for me. And I wasn't expecting any of it. And there was no way that anyone could have prepared me for it. In August of 2024, I cut off almost 12 inches of hair, literally overnight. The only person that knew was my husband. My daughters didn't know. No one in my family knew. It was just my husband. And I did this for me. I made this decision on my own for me. And you would be thinking, you're 50 something years old. Why do you even need permission? Well, a little bit of a backstory. I've shared in my previous videos how, culturally, I'm Puerto Rican, we're constantly, at least the way that I was raised to constantly seek permission and approval. And that crippled me most of my life. So to make this decision, because I wanted to, was huge. More importantly, because in a Puerto Rican culture, at least in my family, and your family may be different, I can only speak from my own perspective, but in our family, hair is a big talking point. Hair is a big issue. It is a heavy topic of conversation at every dinner, at every celebration, at every gathering. Hair is a big topic. And that comes with a lot of criticism, a lot of judgment, a lot of pressure. And I lived that my entire life because for 54 years, I had long hair. And it was something that we identified with growing up. And I identified with my hair, very much so. What I didn't realize though was that my hair was covering up so much of me. I was literally hiding behind my hair. My hair was heavy, it was curly, it was thick, it was long. And so how it would lie, it would literally sit here on the perimeter of my face. So I had hair all the way, all the way around, and it would lay here. So you only got to see this part of my face. And that was a hard adjustment for me when I cut off my hair. I saw my face for the first time. And in seeing my face for the first time, I saw myself. And I felt liberated. I felt liberated by the weight of not just the hair, but the weight of the pressure and the pretense of having long hair put on me and my life. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. Unprepared. I was not expecting it, but boy, did it feel good. And the fact that I felt liberated in the process made it even better. And I talk about permission and approval because even after I got it cut, although it was a decision that I made and I was super happy about, and I loved the way my hair looked, on my way home, I couldn't help but to feel nervous. Because my daughters didn't know. And what were they going to think? How were they going to feel? Those thoughts still crossed my mind. Even up until I opened the door into my kitchen and my husband was waiting for me. Waiting for his reaction was also building up nerves for me. Now, did they love it? Yes, they still love it. My daughters still can't believe that I cut off all my hair, but they are thrilled and they are happy for me and they absolutely love it. But how do I tell my family? What are they going to react, right? And I went to bed that night feeling so amazing. I felt happy and light. I felt lighter. I felt freer. And like I said earlier, liberated. I felt liberated by the whole experience. That to me was a moment that I will forever hold on to because it was for the first time that I could literally see myself in a mirror. I saw the real me. I saw my full face. I could see my ears. I could see my neck. I saw all of me for the first time. And that felt pretty good. It really did. Now, other things that I was not expecting with a pixie cut were the random compliments and the constant asking of where do I get my hair cut and how do I style it and how beautiful it looks. And not that I was expecting compliments when I had long hair, okay? I want you to understand where I'm coming from with this. I wasn't expecting for people to compliment me when I had my long hair. It wasn't even anything I thought about. But these are just things that I have noticed since cutting my hair into a pixie cut. These are the differences. And I have found that people notice women with pixie cuts far more than they notice the long hair, because long hair is the norm. I grew up in a culture where long hair was for women and short hair was for men. Again, your culture may be different, or even if you're Puerto Rican, you may not believe that, or you may not have been raised that way. Again, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. And so when you walk into a room and there's 99 women with long hair, you're the only one with the pixie, you will stand out. You will stand out. And I am constantly getting, approached, whether it be walking in my neighborhood, in a supermarket, at work, when I used to work, wherever I am, I'm constantly getting complimented, and people are always noticing the pixie cut. And that has taken me longer to kind of adjust to and to deal with, but it is still a good feeling. Now, that was August of 2024. In October, I went to see a new stylist and I got my hair cut, and I watched a video on my way to my stylist about a video of a woman stating that if you are over 50, why you should start a YouTube channel, because you have 5 decades of life and experiences, and you should share your life with others. People want to hear it. People should hear it. We're done with the idea of having everything perfect and the perfect lighting, the perfect background. And that really resonated with me, because for 6 years, I had been researching starting a YouTube channel, but I wasn't researching content or algorithm or, using my phone. I was researching what type of actual camera to use, what tripods, the lighting, the background drops. I was researching all of that. And I did that for 6 years. I sat on this dream of starting a YouTube channel for 6 years. But getting a pixie cut, that to me was my catalyst, because it gave me purpose. And it gave me a reason to lean in. It gave me a reason and a topic to talk about. It was a story, just like I just shared with you now. I shared my story about how I was raised and what made me get my hair cut and how great it felt. The crazy part is, when I watched that video, I didn't have on, fancy clothes. I didn't have a backdrop. I didn't have a beautiful Sony camera. All I had was my iPhone 12, a $20 tripod that I had purchased the year before, that, oh, by the way, I'm recording on right now and I'm still using. It cost me $19. And I put my phone on that tripod. I had no idea where to look. I didn't know what my voice sounded like, but what I did know was that I wanted to share my story. And I felt so inspired by my pixie cut, because in the process of me looking for or trying to find the right pixie cut for myself, I went to YouTube. I was looking for other Latina women that had my hair type, my hair structure, my frame, my skin tone. Nothing. The only person that kept coming up whenever I would put in a search was Halle Berry. And Halle Berry is beautiful. Yes, she's gorgeous. And she was, the trendsetter for pixie cuts for us Gen Xers. But I'm not Halle Berry. I wanted to see another Latina. I wanted to see someone that looked like me, that, I could resonate with. And I couldn't find that one. But then after I got my pixie cut, I thought, why not me? Why not me? And that's when I found my voice. That's when I found my voice for YouTube. And that is why I'm showing up here today. I want to encourage you that if you are over 50 and you have been getting the little whispers or the little winks and the little nudges to start a YouTube channel, do it. Don't overthink it. My first videos were unedited. They're still, for the most part, unedited. This video, however way it comes out, is how I'm uploading it. I don't do a lot of the graphics or hardly any. I don't have the scrolls at the bottom or the writing on the top. I don't go in and out of frames with pictures and videos. I don't want to get bogged down by that. Eventually I will get there, but right now I have stories. I have too much of my life that I want to share that doesn't need any of that. We have, our world consists of 6-second reels, and making that our reality. We are getting tired of that. I know for me as a Gen Xer, I am tired of the perfect backgrounds and the perfect everything. And as a recovering perfectionist, this is big for me. But people want to hear our stories. People want to hear our voices. People want to feel seen and they want to feel heard. And you having 5, 6, 7 decades of your life, you have a lot to say. You have a lot of experiences. You have experienced loss, death, amazing things. You have lived through several different economic changes in this world. Maybe you have a military background. Maybe you have other experiences, right? Whatever your story is, there is someone out there that needs to hear it. And I don't want you to be afraid to share it. And that's why, I titled this YouTube Using My Voice, because I am using my voice to help women in postmenopause. I am using my voice to help women that suffer from that identity box of having long hair and being afraid to get their hair cut, getting a pixie cut, right? Living in that box and that fear of ageism and getting laid off in your 50s. I want to be a little bit of light into other people's worlds. I want to be a little bit of inspiration in other people's worlds to let them know, you know what? You got this. And I'm living proof of it. So your voice matters. My voice matters. And the pixie cut was my catalyst. And when I started my channel, again, I started with an iPhone 12, a $20 tripod and natural light. I am still using natural light, by the way. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. And here are some of the things that through my experience of having a YouTube channel now for almost 2 years that I have learned, and my mindset when I started my channel. And the first one is that I wanted to bet on myself. I wanted to take that risk. I wanted to lean into that fear and I wanted to see what that felt like. And yes, I was extremely nervous when I uploaded my first video. I had jitters in my stomach after I uploaded it and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm exposing myself to the whole world. I just put my story out there for the whole world to hear. The story that my own family hasn't even heard yet. But I'm out here and the world is hearing me. And I was so excited to wake up the next morning and I had 12 likes on my video. The excitement in my heart that I had 12 likes, top tier. And I made a promise to myself to show up every day, however short or however long. And so that entire week, the first week that I started my YouTube channel, I was recording 3-minute videos, 6-minute videos, 13-minute videos. Whatever I felt and inspired that day is what I recorded. And I did not edit. How I recorded it is how it was uploaded. No fancy thumbnails, no crazy things happening, no editing, just me talking to my phone and sharing my story with all of you. So bet on yourself. You're worth it. You have 5, 6, 7 decades of stories. Go for it. Start with one. Just share one today. Yes, today. Number 2 for me was the imposter syndrome was one, but bigger than that was that everything is oversaturated. There are already people talking about postmenopause. There are already people talking about midlife and women. I don't need to talk about that. The reality is that there's enough room for all of us, because in the fashion world, in the makeup world, if that same sentiment held true, we wouldn't have all these new versions of makeup, right? All skin tints and serums and all this contouring. That's all new, right? If makeup was oversaturated, then we wouldn't have all these different techniques now and all of these different compounds and different combinations of makeup that is being used. The green tone, the blue tones mixed with your foundation, right? I don't know a lot about makeup. My daughters do, so I'm speaking through them. But you know, if the markets were oversaturated, we would not, these companies, these multi-billion-dollar companies would not be creating more makeup for women, right? The reality is that there's enough room. There's still enough room. So don't think that your stories, there's too many of them out there. Your stories are yours. How you deliver them, how you show up for yourself, how you show up to tell that story is unique to you. Okay? So while there are women that may look like you that are wearing a specific foundation or a specific piece of clothing, you can dress it up differently. You can give it different accents. You can give it different, cosmetic jewelry and costume jewelry, right? You can accent and you can really emphasize that outfit in a way that serves you. And that's unique to you. And there are women out there that are going to resonate. Trust and believe that. So don't think that this market is oversaturated. There's enough for all of us. Number 3 for me was, I mentioned this earlier, was connecting with women. Connecting with women that wanted to get a pixie cut. Connecting with women that are Puerto Rican or Latina descent. Connecting with women that are in post-menopause, right? What are we feeling? Let's talk about those things that are stigmas. Even the word menopause, when I have conversations with women, I don't know why we do this, but I want us to stop where we actually whisper the word menopause. We go, I'm going through menopause. As if it's an STD. It's not. Menopause is a transition. Menopause is the next part of our lives. Let's be proud of that. Let's stand in that truth. Let's say, I'm okay with being a postmenopausal woman. I have made it this far and I've survived. And I can't wait to live and thrive in this part of my life. Okay? And I want to be that voice. I have a ton of videos on postmenopause. If you want, go to my channel, go watch those. But let's talk about all of it. And I wanted to be that connection through women. And the beauty of having that connection with women that's resonating, I now have brands that are reaching out to me to ask for my collaboration and my partnership. Why? Because they're reading your comments, because they're listening to my videos and it's resonating and they're saying, you know what? You have a unique niche. There are women that relate to you and you are resonating. And we would love for you to share our product, or we would love for you to partner with us to get educated in postmenopause. I am having at least one brand deal email that I have to review daily. So don't think that just because you upload one video or you start a channel that that's the end of your story. No, when you start uploading with consistency, with, intention and with genuineness, those videos will land and people will listen to them and the algorithm will start pushing them out to your tribe. You don't have to look for them. They will find you. You have to trust and believe that. I'm living proof of it. I started my channel in October 1st of 2024. I became monetized November 17th. I became monetized in 6 weeks. I thought I had a 5-year plan to become monetized. I gained 4,000 subscribers and I was monetized in 6 weeks. Never in my wildest dreams did I believe that to be true. Now, my channel has had a lot of ups and downs since then, but it doesn't remove the fact that I am still here. I am still showing up and I am still here to serve. I am here to still show up, to speak for women, on behalf of women, for women, okay? I am here to talk about what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I am here to talk about depression and the reality that it sits in, that you can have a wonderful, beautiful home. You can have an amazing support family and an amazing partner and still feel sad and still be depressed, because that's real. And that's what I want people to resonate with. Okay, I don't want to talk about the latest gossip and the trends. No, because we are dealing with much more serious things at our age. We are dealing with a lot more things than just gossip and the trendiest of things, right? And then the last one for me, it has allowed me to really tap into my strengths. As someone that comes from a really big family that have really big voices, I was usually the quiet one in the background. And this channel has allowed me to really be front and center and really tap into my strengths of educating, of being of service, of using my own personal research to help other women navigate menopause, right? Being that voice of saying, you don't have to do the trendy 75 hard, you can do the 75 medium or even the 75 soft. And what does that look like? The highs and lows of all of that. In a pixie cut, the grow out, the styling, the features and what you need to enhance on your face, and what are the things that you can change up to really make that pixie cut stand out even more, right? All these little niches are strengths that I had no idea that I had. I didn't know that my own menopause research and my own menopause story would help so many women, but it is. And that gives me empowerment, that gives me motivation, and that gives me strength to show up for you every single week with video after video. Now that I'm laid off, I shared my story about getting laid off, not just once, but twice from the same company. And I've shared that with all of you. And here I am today, really leaning into my YouTube and wanting it to expand. And again, looking at brands and collaborations and seeing how I can evolve my channel to be a little bit more profound and a little bit deeper at a much more relatable scale. And so those are the things that I'm looking at. And they're also providing me with a financial backup right now. I don't have income coming in. My position was terminated on May 18th. And so starting this YouTube channel 2 years ago was not by coincidence. It was intentional because I didn't know at the time that I was going to be in this position today. And YouTube has allowed me the opportunity and the flexibility to be able to record videos, connect with brands and collaborations, and still have money coming in while serving others. And that is very humbling on my part. And I'm so forever grateful. And that is what I wanted to share with you today. That is all. If you have been sitting on your dream to start a channel, just hit record. Don't worry about the camera. Don't worry about the lighting. Don't worry about, the fancy equipment. You don't need any of that. All you need is a phone, natural light. If you don't have a tripod, stick your phone on the windowsill. You will find a way, because your voice needs to be heard. Your voice matters. And I want you to find yours the same way that I found mine. So if this video resonated with you, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back to my channel, Life with Lissette. And if this video resonated with you, or you know of someone that this could touch, please go ahead and share. Share this video with someone that you love, with a woman, a friend, a cousin, your partner that would benefit from anything that I've said in this video. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for listening. And until the next time, adios.